so today I have this gold acrylic fountain pen that I'm gonna be doing. I'm leaving it in the baggies because I don't want to scratch tape, you know what I'm saying? And that fell. Whoops. Okay, so I'm doing this acrylic PB honeycomb yellow. I don't know what the PB stands for, but the way they make this, I don't know. It's like a thin aluminum sheet that is, it looks kind of like chicken wire or something like that, but like fence, but yeah, this is how it looks, and here are all pieces. So I'm gonna walk out through the steps, or I guess y'all kind of know what I'm gonna do. My voice just cracked or whatever. So mark the pieces and like cut them and do all the stuff that I have to do, and then after like shaping it and doing everything and polishing it, then yeah. So this is the very first time I've ever done one of these, so I don't know if it's gonna be hard to do it or not. So yeah, and it's kind of like a surprise every time you do a different one because you don't know the way they react and like the material they're made out of. I know this is made out of like the regular acrylic that I'm used to, but I don't know if the honeycomb pattern, like the aluminum, will make it harder to do, like to shave and all that fun stuff. So let's get to it. Okay, so I have my acrylic pen blank, and now I'm going to grab the pieces and mark them down to the size that I need them to be. So for this one, I want to get it to here, so leave a little bit in the space, a little bit back there, mark it, put that piece to the side, and then grab my other piece and line it right here, right there, mark it. And then usually I eyeball these when I do them, like I don't get them like super straight, but I'm so good, you know. No, I'm trying, but yeah, so it's done there, and now I have to cut the pieces. So once I start, I use the brass tubes to measure it, like side by side with a block, just to make sure that I'm cutting them at the right size, to double check it. Okay, so I got 25/64. This is for the bottom half, so this is the bottom half of the thing, and this is the drill bit for that one, and the top, or like the cap of it, is a 15/32. I don't know how to say it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm serious. I don't know how to pronounce it though. But yeah, that's for the top. And for the reamers, or the part that I use to clean them afterward, this is for the top part. This is a this is a 15/32, and this one is a 25/64. So let's get to that fun stuff. Okay, so for this part, I had to adjust the bottom half of the drill press because the drill bit was too long and it wouldn't fit. So I adjusted that, and then I got to drilling, and when I was drilling, I wanted to be extra careful with this piece since it has that brass or aluminum pieces in it, and I didn't want it to break or like mess up or anything, so I was being extra careful with it. And yeah, I got both sides done, and I switched to different drill bits and everything, so yeah. Okay, so I got both holes drilled out. I don't know, low-key, I feel like this pen's gonna come out like a fire though. So I got both of them drilled out. I don't know if you could see like the pattern on the inside, but if you hold the light up to it, you can see it's like kind of transparent, but it looks pretty cool on the inside. I don't know if you can see that, but hold on, let me get a flashlight. See if it helps to like illuminate it or whatever, so that y'all could see how where's the flashlight, how it looks. So this is on top of my phones. It looks pretty dope. That fell. Whoops. Okay, so I can't even talk. Wrong side. So that's how it looks. Looks pretty dope. So yeah, I got both pieces done. It looks kind of cool though. Oh, I dropped that, but yeah. So now all I have to do is sand the tube. So I got those pieces there. I gotta sand them, so you know, I can't even talk. Give them like a quick, you know, 1-2 twist, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, you do that. Stay, boy, stay. Okay, good boy, good boy. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so you do the next one, and then you grab your glue. I'll put you right there. Oh, like it's gonna grow legs and walk away or something. Okay, so so now I'm going to put glue on this, and I'm gonna put this in here. So I'm gonna twist a little bit and get it flush on there. I don't want it to, because I don't want to get stuck to it. Okay, ow, wait, now I got glue on my fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, just, okay, sorry, the video kind of cut off or whatever. So I'm gonna glue this one real quick. And then, yeah, sometimes you want to put a little bit more than what you need, just so that it like spreads enough on the walls and everything. And just, oh my god, you don't want that to happen. So yeah, and then you could like dip it in like the dust so that the glue doesn't get on you. Because if it gets on you, then you get stuck to it, and you know, I don't want to stick around for too long. No, I'm just kidding, no, but yeah. So let them dry for 5 minutes, and then I'll start turning them. Alright, so now time to do the pin reamer stuff. So yeah, so I'm gonna use these things, all this fun stuff. So let's get to it. And then time lapse, 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Okay, so when using the pen reamer, making all 4 sides flush and everything, and when I was doing this part, it came undone, like it loosened up, and then I had to retighten it and redo it. So yeah, it still came out good. Nothing happened. It just unloosened, and that was about it. Okay, so now I got both of these pieces trimmed up to the way I need them and cleaned and everything. So let's get to it. So I threw both pieces onto the lathe. I started cleaning the sides up, started working it. And this material is real soft. So I had to go like really slow because I didn't want to go too fast and like have the whole blank shatter on me or anything. So I got lucky that nothing broke on there. So yeah. So I was going through it, and it was coming out real good. I like the way it looks. So the pen looks good and everything, but the thing is, it made a mess, dude. So like literally, like the whole left side of me is like, well, not anymore, but yeah. So it covered my charger. Everything was real messy. I was like, bro. But the pen came out nice, very beautiful. Okay, so for this part, you get to see how good you are with sanding and like cleaning up, because on this you can see how clean you leave the pen. So you start sanding it, sand it all the way, not sand it, but you polish it. So you go from like a really rough to a really fine, and then after that I'll go with a little block of wax. I'll polish it, it gives it like a nice strong protective coat on there. After that, then we're pretty much done. Then I have to take it apart, or take it off the mandrel, or off the lathe and the mandrel, and then I will put it together. But I don't know, it's weird because it looks honeycomb, but at the same time it looks like a snake, if you know what I mean. So here's a good look of how the pen is after it's polished. Alright, so right here, the first thing I'm gonna do is unloosen those the back piece of the lathe, and then take that bolt off, place it down, and then pull one side, take off both bushings, and then repeat the process again. When you do this, you have to be like, sometimes they'll get stuck because of like the pressure that was on it. So as you saw there, it kind of got stuck, but that'll happen from time to time. But yeah, so that's how they look. And that's why they need those bushings, because without those bushings, they won't work. And there's been times where I make a pen and I use the wrong bushings, or I forget that I have the bushings, and then I have to fix it. So yeah. So I moved the mandrel out of the way. Now it's time for this. That's gonna be the cap. That's a little clip for the cap. That's a part that goes on top of the clip, or that goes inside the little ring of the clip. And then these are the bottom half of the cap. The little black piece has threads. I'll show you in a little bit what the threads look like. And then that piece that I have in my hand is where the tip of the pen goes. So it's double threaded, so threaded on the outside and on the inside. And then that's the end, so like the very back of the pen, and that screws onto that little black piece. So that black piece goes inside the cap, so when you're using it, then you can see the threads a little bit. So when you're using it, you can unscrew it and re-screw it, and it'll stick to the back of the pen, so you don't lose the cap or whatever. And there's an example of how it screws in. So usually what I do is I'll grab that little black piece and then slide it onto there, and then I'll start putting everything together. So usually when I do this, I'll have this little vice grip or this clamp, because I don't have a little pen press that I could use to put it on. So yeah, so you saw how I put the clip on top of the little cap. So now what I would do is I just squeeze them together, and I do it until the pieces are flush together. So now that's done, and that sticks. And then you grab your little black piece with the gold and you push it all the way down until it doesn't go no more. So both pieces are flush, and then sometimes I'll push a little bit more just in case, so that everything like sits properly. That's the cap of the pen. And now we're gonna do the body of the pen. So usually it's not that hard. You just grab that first piece. At first it looks a little confusing because there's so many parts, but not really, like once you get it. So the same thing, you push it all the way down until it's flush, and then you go to the next one and repeat the process. So basically you want everything to sit flush onto the actual piece of acrylic, so that when you put your pen together and like start using it, everything fits properly. And then if you like cut too much off of it, it'll ruin the pen, or like it won't work the same. So now you unscrew the tip of the pen and then take off the little plastic, and you have your pen. And that's what it looks like up close. And these pens are real pretty. Like in person, if you get to see one like this, man, it's real pretty. You know, just wipe off the fingerprints or whatever. So you unscrew this and you grab your ink cartridge. I'll usually leave a little plastic piece on there so I don't ruin it or it gets like messed with or anything. And then when you grab your ink cartridge and you put it in, the little point right there will push a little ball that's in there. I don't know if you can see it, like kind of by my left hand. It'll go in there, and there's a little ball that stops the ink from flowing and different stuff. So yeah, and then there's, I don't know if you can see towards the right, you could see the little ink cartridge, or I mean the bottom left. So yeah, usually that one is a refill or whatever, so like that one you don't have to throw it away, you could just constantly reuse it. And then this is the actual ink cartridge. So these, they sell them in like packages of like 6 to 10 or whatever. And when you put this one in, you got to be careful, because if you push too hard on it, you can mess up the tip of it, and then it won't sit properly and you'll have your ink spilling. So when you put it in, you hear a little click, and then you know it's in there. So you just leave it point down for like a minute or two or whatever. And then after that, your pen is good to go. So yeah, that's basically it. And then this is what it looks like at the end. And sometimes it won't align and then it'll align, so it's alright. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. And this turned out to be a really beautiful pen that I made. So yeah, and I didn't recently make this one. I made this one like maybe in the beginning of the summer or like last year, but I haven't posted these videos because I got lazy and I didn't want to post them. Or I just didn't have time. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the videos. I also have an Instagram and Facebook for this. My Instagram is Ricky Turner. If not, I'll just put it on here so that I could see it and y'all could go ahead and follow it. That's my Instagram, so yeah, go ahead and follow me.